It is Friday, September 9th. The time is 4 o'clock p.m. Just a quick summary of the week. It has been a rough week. I had mentioned last week that I will be doing R2 and S2 only, and that didn't work out okay. R1 and S1 did good. This week I mentioned that I'll be doing R1 and S1 because I just didn't see the volatility there, and it ended up being not a great idea. We did have, it looks like a lagging volatility from the previous week of the market, and it finally kicked in to Forex this week. So I'm going to start a little bit different this week by first showing this. This is the start of the week, and I started at 34.64. And those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades that I took. R1 and R1, S1, R2, S2, and nothing but losses. They were just terrible losses. And I added to them, and I took a loss. I think on both, I think just on the R1, but not R2. But it moved up from 46.64 to almost 32.06 at that time. But with that said, I'm going to go ahead and continue with the review and look at the opportunities that happened. Starting off with the ADCAD, we started the week over here. Hourly bars again. We have S1, R1, R2, S2, and again I wanted to take both R1 and S1 this week. Last week I wanted to take only R2 due to the high volatility. So with the AED-CAD, I took a long in here and exited basically end of week on Friday. I exited everything out in here, so that was a decent trade. AED-CHF, I had missed that pair completely for whatever reason. I don't know. I think at one time the week had so many bad trades that actually got stopped that I missed a few, and this is one of them. This would have been a long in here and added to it, come back, it would have been profitable on this position, and break even on this would have been a good trade. So I missed that one, I didn't take it. As for the Aussie, I had it went down to S1. I took a long in here, and it was a great spot. And this is a good trade. I just put this note in here so I remember. It's really textbook as planned trade where you go, you buy it a little bit before the support, and you sell it at the R1, and it just worked out perfectly. It was a great trade. AD New Zealand, nothing set up in there. ADN, I did take a short. I think this was like the middle of the night. I got up in the morning by 5:30 or so in here, and I took a short. It was past R1, and I didn't add to it. I would have been good if I'd added in here. Again, at that time, I think I was already holding too many trades, so I didn't add to this one, and ended up that short and exited here Friday for a small loss. CAD yen, this was a fun one. I had moved in short on R1, and of course it continued R2, and I got stopped. My stop was in here. My stop was in here somewhere. I didn't add into this one. I'm sorry. I took a long, did not add, and I got stopped in here. Then as I got up in the morning, I decided that this is way too overextended. That's why I put 2 errors in here. I re-entered the trade in here. It moved up a little bit down to R2 and moved up again. Then Friday I went out for a small profit in here. CAD Swiss, I did not trade this pair. It had gone down to S1 and it continued. So this would have been a small loss if I had taken that one. Swiss yen, that was also a fun one. I had taken a short in here and got stopped in here somewhere, past R2. I got stopped in here, and I did not re-enter that order. I don't know why it says re-enter. I don't think I re-entered this pair. I'll show all the full transactions here in a little bit to show. Pound Aussie, I have seen it go up to R1. I skipped this trade as well and it moved down a little bit, didn't make quite R2, but R1 trade would have been a good trade. If I've taken it in here, I've taken some heat, but eventually would have went down back to point of control. Pound Swiss, well, I need to cancel this order. This, well, let's just leave it in for now. It moved up, we opened up in here. We moved up, I got up in the morning and we already been way past R1. So I put a limit sell for R2 and I think I missed it by a few ticks. I missed it maybe by 52.40, yeah, by maybe 1 or 2 ticks. I barely missed this one. But this, if I had picked up this in here, that would have been a great trade down to open and below. Would have been good for 52.40 to 50.40. It's 200 pips. So I'm going to cancel this one obviously because it's it's gone because it was missed. And you can tell right over here. This is the wick right over here. I missed that, I think maybe 1 or 2 ticks, but it happens. Pound yen, I took a short in here. I added to it, and I got stopped out in here somewhere. So I got stopped out in here. And I got up in the morning early and about 5:30 or so I re-entered this order again and it was good for a small gain, not much. It didn't give back a lot of this losses that you saw earlier. Pound Swiss, missed that one as well. We opened up in here, moved up to R1. That would have been a good trade to take because it went all the way down to S1. So this would have been a good textbook trade as well that I missed this week. At one time I really had too many anyway. I had too many trades and I didn't want to keep adding to it. Then we had the pound also hit the R1. This would have been a good trade. Went down. That would have been from 15.73 down to 14. That's 170 pips in here. Then it moved up to R1 and R2. This would have been a good trade as well. You've taken a short in here, added to it, one back. Both positions would have been profitable in here, or at the close of the week, I would have been profitable on the combined position. I didn't take this one also. Pound New Zealand, I took a short in here and took my exit in here for a gain of, can't remember, 90.45 to 89.70, about 80 pips or so. Euro AED, missed that one as well, missed quite a few. This would have been a good trade to take. This would have been a great trade to take. Would have been a short in here, taken a lot of heat, added to it in here, and both would have been highly profitable for the end of the week close. Then we have the Euro Swiss, just went down to S1 and stayed there. Then EuroCAD, missed that one as well. We had an R1 that would have done okay, even the end of the week close. Would have taken minimum amount of draw. Euro New Zealand also the same way. Short in here, would not have had a chance to add, but would have been okay, would have been break even. Euro did move this week. This would have been a good short in here, and I would have taken profit at the weekly open or this area in here on this one. Then I would have taken short here again and added to it, and this probably would have been a break-even combination of this and that, and on this and this order right here. Euro yen, that pair really did move. Took a short in here. I think I added to it, and I got stopped out of both positions in here somewhere, or maybe one of them. Then when I got up in the morning, decided this is way overextended, which it was. So I took another short in here. I re-entered the trade with a full position, and I got out of it at I don't remember where I got out of it, in here somewhere. I don't know how I don't have that marked. Euro pound, not much. This can be correct. My markings are off. This is probably here somewhere. Opened up in here, resistance above us, support below. Kiwi yen, moved up to R1. I took a short and added to it in here. Exited both in here for a small gain. No, oh, actually no, I think I took a stop. No, was I stopped? No, I wasn't stopped out of this one. Kiwi CAD, nothing. New Zealand Swiss, that would have been a bad trade. I didn't take this one. This would have been a long in here, and I would have added to it at S2, and maybe I would have had a chance to break even in here. Being a Friday, I probably would have taken it out, being toward the end of the week at a break even. But if I'd stayed with it, it would have been a loss on both. New Zealand did move down to S1 and moved up nicely from there. That would have been a good trade that I did not take. The Swissy did move a lot. Moved down to S1 and moved down much more than that. So I would have been long here, and I would have been stopped on both positions in here, or exit end of the week in here with everything else. Yen, of course, yen, it's been in the news all week. We had moved up. I took a short in here. Then I added to it. Then I got stopped out on the main position, which is a larger position here. My stop was in here somewhere. The move was way overextended, so I took another full position in here, and that came back. Actually, this one position alone, it made more than both of those combined position on the stop loss. So this entry in here, and I'll show that here in a little bit, it made enough to cover both of those losses plus more. The CAD did go down to S1 and S2. I would have taken long here, and both would have been profitable in here. Being a Friday, I would have exited, would have been profitable. So overall, like I said, it's been a rough week, and I have made some losses this week. My losses are 3% for the week, about $100 or so, and I had a chance to exit with a 1% loss earlier this morning, and didn't really quite take it. So it is what it is. I just anticipated the move to continue. I didn't think we were quite there yet. I looked at the Friday to be much more volatile than it is. but it didn't work out this way. So started the week right over here on the second, 34.64, or over here on the 6th, 34.64. Moved up to huge numbers of losses in here, and this is the yen trade that I'm saying. It made $66, and if you look at the previous yen trades in here with the stop loss, with the 42 and just 42. So this one made 66, and the other small position made 7 that I kept holding from R2. So it made it up. So it's a move from 34.64 to 33.60, a loss of 3% for the week, $100, and there's nothing you can do. It's just one of those weeks that you have to take the loss and move on. And I will continue on with the same method for next week.